Hello everyone, welcome back to Etc. And today we have a brand new Etc. space program tutorial. And today we have the Perseverance rover that hopefully just landed on the surface of Mars, as that's when I planned this video to go out live. Hopefully it landed nice and safely and is now doing science on the surface of Mars. Hopefully. This is a big endeavor for the Mars 2020 program, as if you do not know, which I highly doubt if you're watching this video, the Perseverance rover is the Mars 2020 rover to study and look for signs of previous life on the red planet. So that is Perseverance mission, and your mission is to subscribe! Look at that segue. And leave a like if you do enjoy this video. I know that was very cheeky. Please forgive me, I have sinned. Let's just forget about that, and let's get on to the tutorial, shall we? Alright, so gonna get some polished blackstone bricks to serve as the wheels here. And there are 6 wheels in total on the Perseverance rover. And fun fact, the Perseverance wheels are actually quite a bit larger than the Curiosity rover, which the Perseverance rover shares many similarities with. The rover was launched in 2012, Curiosity, and was the first of the large Martian rovers. But Perseverance's wheels are larger because Curiosity's wheels were not big enough, I guess. And they got stuck in the Martian soil, taking valuable energy and time for the scientists and engineers at JPL to finagle the rover out of its sand trap. Funnily enough, the same thing happened to Opportunity, the rover beforehand. It got stuck in the soil of Mars as well. So, to basically avoid that problem, the engineers have decided to make bigger wheels on Perseverance. And if you do not know, similar to snowshoes, if you have a wider base where you have pressure on, it disperses the weight. And the less weight you have in one area, the less you sink. So basically that's the science behind that. But into the actual building. The 6 wheels are each 2 blocks apart, and they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks apart from the other side, I guess. So going in the middle here for the middle wheel, go 1, 2 here, and then 1, 2 here. And there is a 6 block gap, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the 7th one would be the wheel. And then go here as well. It's just mirrored. Alright, so now that we got the wheels, we can get the structural supports that attach it to the body. The structural supports are these blackstone walls. So, just put one behind each wheel for the time being. First, we should put the actual wheel spokes on, so the whole thing can roll right round, baby. And we will need cobwebs, as they do kind of look like wheel spokes. And then a little gimmick is that we will need an invisible item frame. And this is 100% capable in vanilla Java. I'm not sure if it works on Bedrock. If it doesn't work on Bedrock, just search it up on Google, whatever. How to get invisible item frame on Bedrock, just do that. Probably the same thing. But you will need an invisible item frame. You could use a data pack if you're saying survival. Or if you don't have op, I guess, on a server. But basically, you're going to need op or ask for an invisible or 6 invisible item frames. So it is this command here on screen. It will be in the description, so you guys can just copy and paste it if you are on Java. So just to give that as item frame, entity tag, invisible. And this is 100% legit, I swear. It does look kind of sus, but it's legit. I was as surprised as you are. But just slap them on the side of the wheels going outwards, and then put the cobwebs inside them to make the wheel spokes. And if you haven't noticed, we're building this up on my little Mars mock-up for the thumbnail, of course, which you have probably seen already. And that's probably why you clicked on this video, hopefully. But yeah, just doing this in this little Martian mock-up, which I find pretty cool. Alright, so, gonna grab some smooth quartz here for the body of the rover. Now, gonna do the structural supports first, so I have a bit of an idea, or so you guys have a bit of idea, where to build the body. So, the structural support goes up 1 from the already wall that we placed, and then off to the side, and then up, and then 1. So, like this. This is the front of the rover here, I should clarify. And then when you go sideways, it goes backwards. So up and then sideways. So do that twice. And then same thing on this wheel here. So there we have it. And then for the actual body of the rover, gonna want to put some smooth quartz right on the other side of it. And then go these 2 wall pieces and then go 1 block in front of that. And then do that on the other side as well, and make sure it is 4 blocks wide. I made the same mistake when recording this first off. Doesn't matter too much, just gotta redo it. And then it is 7 blocks back, including these 3, so 4 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. So there we have it. And you want to do that, just fill it in, I guess. So, just like so, with our smooth quartz. Alright, so now that we got that in place, we can do the hind wheels, which are connected. And basically, you just go up, bring them across, and then 2 in the middle. So, a little bit like this. Go 1, 1, then go across, and then up. And then actually, there's 1 block farther back. Bring these across, so 4 blocks of the walls, and then up 2. And there we have our wheels and the body ready for some pristine details to be slapped on. First off, we will do the RTG here. Radiometric Thermal Generator is what I believe it is called. Basically, it's just a nuclear generator. What it does is this little part here, kind of the mock-up, is using plutonium decay. Plutonium is a radioactive element. Fun fact. It uses the decay because plutonium has a very short half-life, and as it decays, it creates heat, and that heat creates energy. And that energy powers this entire rover by charging up the batteries, and, of course, the entire rover needs electricity to run. Fun fact, they replaced the solar panels on Spirit and Opportunity, the first 2 rovers, with the RTG on Curiosity and Perseverance, because on Opportunity, they know for a fact, Spirit, I'm not so sure, that they got covered in dust. Like I said before, the Martian dust is pretty problematic as it is super, super fine. And this Martian dust covered the solar panels on the 2 rovers. I know for a fact Opportunity. I'm not so sure about Spirit. And fun fact, if solar panels don't have access to the sun, also known as they're covered by dust, they cannot function. And when they do not have sunlight, they cannot get power, and without power, the rover can't run. So instead, they just slapped a nuclear generator on the back of Curiosity and now Perseverance. It is more efficient. It does give off more power. The only problem is that it is not technically forever, but I mean, how long are we gonna actually need rovers on Mars? Humans are going to be going to Mars in 10 years, if that. So, rovers won't need to be in that much of a high demand anymore. Perseverance could be the last rover to Mars. Last only unmanned rover to Mars. That would be insane, but it very well could be. Enough with the sky in stock. Why don't we get to the build? Sorry for that. But here on the back, slapping some smooth quartz stairs on both sides, and then smooth quartz blocks on the back of that. And then putting a upside down smooth quartz stair on the back of each of those, and then a right side up on top of those. And then on the bottom here, upside down, upside down. So that is the framework of the RTG, and then bring the stairs across. Now for the actual RTG, the part that makes plutonium go burr, it's kind of just it's kind of just stairs facing each other. So, crap. So we'll want the quartz stairs, smooth quartz stairs, facing the backs of each other, and then take out these, and then do the same thing right here. And then underneath, put some upside down smooth quartz stairs, and you got yourself a nuclear reactor in Minecraft. Look at that. Yeah, so that is the RTG on the back there. Now let's grab some iron bars, and this is the high frequency antenna. Basically for transmitting signals back to Earth, pictures, scientific findings. But it is just a polished black stone wall with iron bars going across, and the iron bars are just structural supports of the actual rover. Or, I believe this is high gain. This is high frequency. High gain, high frequency. There's like 3 antennas on the rover. It's easy to get them mixed up. But, next up, I feel like I've said that 20 times. Let's actually get the high frequency antenna on here. And the high frequency antenna is, of course, for transmitting the data to, or relaying the data from the rover to the orbiter around Mars that will send off the information and data back to Earth for us humans to study. And of course we have the 2 different antennas. I can't remember which one's better. I think it is this one. I'm not 100% sure about that. And the low gain antenna is technically right here, but you can't exactly place anything on this part of a stair. So I just kind of gave up there. Next up on, or to the right of it, gonna have a smooth quartz stair facing backwards, I guess. The back will be facing forwards. And this is one of the hooks for the sky crane ropes. And the sky crane ropes, if you don't know, or the sky crane maneuver, is basically how NASA is going to land, or landed, hopefully, Perseverance, as the way that they did it for Spirit and Opportunity. They basically shoved them into a big bubble, and then dropped it, and then they were all fine. Curiosity and Perseverance are way too big for that. They would just rupture the bubble, and there would be no way of making it slow enough for them to actually safely land without breaking anything. So instead, we have a sky crane maneuver that hopefully went on successfully. And basically, it is just the shell of rockets, and they will propel the rover upwards And once the rover is like only a few meters above the ground, 20-meter ropes will drop the rover downwards until it touches the ground, and then the ropes will detach from the couplings here, and the sky crane will just fly off and obliterate itself into the Martian surface. So this is one of 3 of the sky crane attachment points. Here we will put some polished blackstone walls. I'm struggling to remember which instrument this is. God, I can't remember. It's not important anyways. The fun stuff is at the front. Here we have in the middle, aligned with the middle wheel, we have some polished andesite slabs going across the top. This is just kind of a structural thing that, kind of holds the rover together. Wait. I feel like I might have messed something up. It doesn't matter too much. Alright. Let me grab a trap door here. And then right in front of the structural beam, put the trap door in front, as on the Perseverance 3D simulator thing, it did not say what this was. I could not click on it whatsoever. So that was odd, but whatever. I don't know what it is. I just know that it's there on the rover. Next up, we have a custom player head that I made myself. As you can see, the intimate beauty of this. But this is MEDA, Mars something data atmospheric whatever. It's basically just a weather station, a mini weather station strapped onto the back of the rover. It will study, the atmosphere and kind of just the overall weather of Mars, as it's known that Mars has these little dust devils and dust storms that go around quite often, as one of the dust devils cleared off Opportunity solar panels, allowing it to keep on going. But MEDA will study the atmosphere and at the same time pick up on if there will be any large dust storms to make sure that Perseverance can go in hibernation mode so it doesn't get wrecked by the dust storm, hopefully. But this is a custom player head, meaning it needs a command. And here I have the command all loaded up. And the command will be in the description or the link to the Minecraft head page, where you can just copy and paste the command into a command block here, and then just flick a lever, and then now I have my MEDA head. And I did a player head because the player heads are so much more in depth. You can add so much more detail, and at the same time it's much smaller and can actually fit on the rover, which is pretty cool. Alright, so now that we got MEDA on there, can attach the 2 other sky crane attachment points, which will go boom and boom. So right here and right here, they just kind of face each other on the very sides of the rover. Now, we have the diorite walls here, and the diorite walls serve as the infamous mast to the whole rover. It's kind of like the neck to the rover. I don't know. If you look at the rover, it always seemingly has a face, and the mast is kind of the neck, which has multiple scientific instruments, including more MEDA sensors on the sides, but I couldn't really add them because there's only so much detail that you could put. But so it's just 2 direct walls in the corner here, 1, 2 going up vertically, and then a smooth quartz slab on top. Then we have another player head. And for those of you who are Portal fans out there, like me, I used a Glados head. I find this absolutely hilarious. Because for those of you who don't know, Glados is the, spoiler alert, AI robot in the Portal games who constantly tests you and tries to kill you, with more bonding and more lore going on in the second game. But she is just this, omnipotent AI that controls this massive testing facility and basically tries to oppress you as a mere human and then tries to kill you afterwards. But I find it absolutely hilarious that Glados is running Perseverance as the actual high-res camera on Perseverance, which kind of looks like the eye of the whole rover is yellow, so Glados, the Glados head actually works quite well here, that's why I chose it. Also, that, just the irony of it, just thinking if Perseverance does find traces of life, that Glados will be there to test the microbial beings to endless oppression with interdimensional portal devices. So I just find that hilarious, having Glados controlling the entire rover, but it does look pretty good. This will, of course, need another command block with another command that will be in the description, or the link that you can just copy pasta into your game. But just flick the lever and get yourself a Glados, and then just slap Glados' head onto the front of the mast here. So that is the high-range camera, and the high-range camera in real life we'll be looking at the soil compositions far away, as it is extremely good, and it has many other smaller, oops, did not meant to press E there, but it has a bunch of other smaller instruments of X-ray and whatnot. It's very similar to Curiosity's camera system, but there will also be a, I can't remember if it's 4K or 1080p. It's a really good camera slapped on the thing that hopefully we will all see pictures from. Alright, so there we have the mast with Glados on there. And then on the sides, we can put on these 2 upside-down smooth quartz stairs, which actually have the NASA and JPL logo on them in real life, but can't really do that here. Alrighty, so getting some light gray concrete, and then a diorite wall, and then I'm gonna grab an iron bar, gonna need that, smooth quartz stairs, and then a birch sign. So here for the birch sign configure-mabob, this is the sample collection system. As Perseverance, we'll have this massive drill core that I will go into in more depth when we actually build it in a minute or two here. The sample control system, basically, the drill will drill out a small core of the Martian surface, and then insert it into this sample collection system, which is on this ring. The ring will rotate, which goes inside the body, and then on the bottom here, which I have absolutely no space to build on, will be a smaller arm that will basically rearrange the tubes of core samples of the Martian soil and rock to study. Well, it will be reviewed, of course, in the actual study, but they will be stored and probably deposited in either one spot or along a trail for a later European Space Agency mission, to come along and pick it up and launch back to Earth, so that we, as humans, could possibly study the first ever samples of Martian soil and rock, which would just be absolutely insane. But this will be the service collection or sample collection system right here, the backwards facing stair with the sign on the front. And then now, right in front of the mast, it is a light gray concrete with a polished black stone wall, and then 1, 2, 3 diorite walls. So light gray concrete, and then polished black stone wall in front, and then 1, 2, 3 diorite walls. And then this will serve as the arm of the Perseverance rover, as basically it has the same functionality arm as all the other rovers. Well, not the same, it has one similar to all the other rovers. But this one has, of course, the massive drilling core attached to it. I did not have it extended because it kind of looked wonky as it's extended. Kind of always does. But nevertheless, still pretty cool. Alright, on the bottom here, we will have the light gray concrete, and then polished black stone stairs, and then diorite wall for the folded under part of the arm. But light gray concrete, and then upside down polished black stone stairs. And these will serve as the HAZ cameras, basically hazardous cameras. They will detect the Martian soil, or not detect, look at the Martian soil and terrain as Perseverance is driving along here, and will make it so it will avoid any hazardous terrain that will potentially cause the rover harm, which we do not want whatsoever. Alright, now for the massive drilling core. The massive drilling core out here is on an arm, and the arm will extend, basically drill down into the surface, pick up the core, insert it into the surface sample, and then, or the surface collection sample unit, and then yada yada, as I've explained already. But this is probably the biggest upgrade from Curiosity to Perseverance, as it is looking for signs of life. So here on top of the diorite wall, just 2 blocks of light gray concrete, and then iron bar. Now, diorite wall, or God, I cannot speak. Polished andesite stairs, and then a cha-cha stairs, and this will serve as Sherlock. Sherlock, I don't exactly remember what it stands for, but its purpose is to basically look for signs of life in the coring samples and just the surface and in general. Signs of life present or past, as most likely all life forms on Mars are now extinct, as in the Jezco crater is what I believe it's called, is where Perseverance hopefully landed. And which used to be a lake, theoretically. Which used to be a lake when Mars was actually, you know, habitable. Theoretically. We don't know all of this for a fact, and that's why we're sending this bad boy to Mars. Or sent this bad boy to Mars. But this is Sherlock, basically a polished andesite stair and an upside down a cha-cha stair. And that is it for the rover, but don't go anywhere too soon, as we have our little friend, Ingenuity, to do. Perseverance is done, so if you want to leave, I guess you could. Just make sure to leave a like before you go. But Ingenuity, the little micro drone that Perseverance will be carrying on its belly. Super, super cool. It will be the first, hopefully, powered flight ever on a celestial body. And basically, it is just a polished andesite cube with andesite walls on the sides. And then 2 andesite walls going up here. Boom, boom. And blackstone walls going off sides here. So 1, 2 block stone wall, 1, 2. And on this side, 1, 2. And 1, 2. Basically, so they're not overlapping and look weird. And grab some barriers, which hopefully all of you know how to do now. And some yellow carpet to serve as a solar panel. And then just put some yellow carpet on top, and then you got your solar panel. So this is the Ingenuity drone and the Perseverance rover, which hopefully just landed, or landed 30 minutes ago. Sorry for the really long video. I know this could have been a 10-minute video, but I just talk a lot. And I have informed you of how Perseverance, do and what it is going to be doing. So, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. That's it for now. Please consider subscribing and leave a like if you want to see more space Minecraft tutorials like this. And leave a comment down below for any space Minecraft tutorials that you want to see next. So, that's it. Signing off for now. Goodbye.